Don't quit. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Before we begin, let me ask you something. Have you ever faced a moment in your life when you felt like giving up? Be honest. Maybe you're in that moment right now. The weight of your problems feels unbearable. You've given it everything you have, and yet nothing seems to work. The finish line feels like it's a million miles away, and quitting seems like the only option that makes sense. But I'm here today to tell you this, and I want you to hear me loud and clear. Don't quit. Yes, life is hard. Yes, it can knock you down so hard it feels like you'll never stand again. But here's the truth. Those moments, those breaking points, those storms that seem endless, they are not the end of your story. They are the beginning of your transformation. Life is a journey filled with twists and turns, peaks and valleys, victories and setbacks. It tests our resilience, our patience, and even our belief in ourselves. I know some of you are standing on the edge of exhaustion right now. You feel like you've given your all, and the world keeps demanding more. You feel like you've hit a wall you can't climb. But hear me now. Don't quit. Yes, the storm is raging. Yes, the climb is steep. But the greatest victories in life don't come to those who stop at the first sign of difficulty. They come to those who push through, who persist even when every fiber of their being screams to stop. Let me tell you something about success. Success isn't about never falling. It's about getting up every single time you do. Think about the seed buried deep in the soil. Surrounded by darkness, it doesn't give up. It doesn't say, "There's no sunlight here, I'm done." No, it pushes upward, breaking through the dirt, reaching for the sun. That tiny seed becomes a towering tree, not because it had an easy path, but because it didn't quit. You are that seed. The darkness you're in right now, it's temporary. The challenges you're facing, they are the soil that will help you grow. Let me share a story with you. Have you ever heard of Thomas Edison? He invented the light bulb, something that changed the course of human history. But do you know how many times he failed before he succeeded? Over 1,000 times. Most of us would have given up after 10 tries, maybe 20. But Edison didn't quit. When someone asked him about his failures, he said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." What if Edison had stopped at the 999th attempt? The world would be a much darker place, literally. And the same applies to you. If you quit now, you'll never know what greatness you could achieve. But I know what you're thinking. That's great for Edison, but my situation is different. My struggles are too much. My obstacles are too big. Let me stop you right there. Yes, your struggles are real. Your pain is valid, but your ability to overcome them is just as real. You have within you an incredible strength, a strength you might not even know exists until you're forced to use it. Let me tell you something about failure. Failure isn't final. Failure isn't fatal. Failure is feedback. Every time you stumble, you gain wisdom. Every time you fall, you gain strength. Every setback is setting you up for a comeback. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, was rejected by 12 publishers. Imagine if they had let their failures define them. Imagine if they had quit. But they didn't. They kept going. They didn't quit. And neither should you. I know persistence isn't easy. There will be days when you feel like you're running on empty. Days when the people around you don't understand what you're going through. Days when the voice in your head says, "What's the point?" On those days, I want you to remember this. You are not alone. You've faced challenges before, and you've survived 100% of your worst days. You've endured heartbreak, loss, and failure, and you're still standing. That's not weakness, that's strength. So, what can you do when life feels overwhelming? First, take a deep breath. Rest if you must, but don't you dare quit. A marathon runner doesn't sprint the whole race. They pace themselves. They take breaks to refuel, but they keep moving forward. And so can you. Second, focus on small steps. Don't worry about conquering the mountain all at once. Just focus on the next step in front of you, and then the next. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. Third, surround yourself with people who lift you up. We are not meant to go through life alone. Find people who believe in you, who remind you of your worth when you forget. And finally, remind yourself of why you started. Think about your dreams, your goals, your reasons for fighting in the first place. Hold on to them like a lifeline. Life's greatest rewards are often just beyond the point where most people quit. When you feel like giving up, when the pain is at its peak, when the road is darkest, that's when you're closest to your breakthrough. You are stronger than you think, braver than you feel, more capable than you can imagine. Your story is not over. Your best days are ahead of you. Don't quit. Please subscribe, on the notification bell, like and share for more amazing videos.